Welcome back to the Proper Football Podcast. We're going to start with the EPL newscast. Man City win 4-2 against Crystal Palace. Aston Villa tie 3-3 to Brentford. Everton wins 1-0 against Burnley. Newcastle takes a win 1-0. And Luton beats Bournemouth 2-1.
Yes, indeed. Moving along, Wolves host West Ham, but can't get the win. They lose 2-1. Brighton take an L to Arsenal. Arsenal picks up all 3 points, 3-0. Sheffield United hosts Chelsea, and Chelsea can't secure a win, and they draw 2-2. And Spurs defeat Nottingham Forest at home, 3-1. And now for the game of the week, there's a big derby. A lot of history behind this. Man United versus Liverpool. And, it was a tie in the first game. More goals this time, but still resulting in a draw 2-2 at Old Trafford.
Yeah, let's get through this segment real quick. This whack ass segment. Shameful tie.
Given the circumstances, right? You guys are in the title race, need a win to secure first place, or maintain the gap, and
it's disappointing because they create all these chances. You go play first half, you have 15 shots to United 0,
right?
And it's like you're only able to finish 1 out of that 15, and you can't even put the game to bed. And
would you felt the same if this was against like an Arsenal or a Man City, or is it because it's a Man U that's struggling, taking a lot of beatings lately?
No, I mean if it's City and Arsenal, that's understandable. That's better competition. I just feel like playing United throughout this whole season. Like you said, you draw 0-0, FA Cup, you lose 4-3, And on top of that, they're fighting for a top 4, and they're not really there yet. And they've been struggling throughout the whole season. And this is just a game that we need to win because of those reasons. And for other reasons, too. We're in first place, and you tie. Now we're tied with Arsenal, and they have a crazy goal differential. And I don't see what Liverpool are going to do. They could go and win every game, but are they going to be in a training ground trying to train to score 10 goals the following game and the next game and the next game?
On the training pitch, they do need to train on finishing and scoring because they had a boatload of chances, like you were saying, 15 shots in the first half compared to Man U 0. You got to put 2 or 3 away at least. I think only 4 of them were on target in the first half. But even without that stat, Man U started 3 teenagers on the pitch. Kobe Mainoo, Alejandro Garnacho, and Kambwala at center back. Filled with injuries on the squad. And this is something that Liverpool should be taking on. But let's go through some of the...
I'm not surprised with those guys even starting. Garnacho, he's pretty much certified starter. Mainoo, he's becoming a fan favorite there. And it's just Kambwala, he's pretty much new, but I think it makes sense because he has a lot of speed and it helped them a lot, with Diaz and, Nunes.
Especially on Diaz's side. I think Diaz had a lot of the ball throughout the game and Kambwala's speed, even, little mistakes. Or just
there was a
bad
mistake and he recovered from it.
From
like
the speed,
I'm like, wow.
I think that was
with Darwin. Actually good.
Yeah, so
it
promising
was.
guy.
And what else was in that half? Yeah, we scored 1, but it's not enough, man. It's not enough. There's a lot at stake. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You see Arsenal, they get a clean sheet. They score 3 goals. They're not allowing people to score these days, So you kind of gotta keep up with that too. But Liverpool, they're conceding easy goals, and with going into the second half. Kwanzaa, very lazy pass in the middle of the pitch. Yeah. And these are not amateurs. These are pros. Bruno Fernandes, is one of the best when it comes to like, he loves kicking the ball from like 40, 50 yards out sometimes, He's good at that. So.
And that wasn't an easy finish either, one touch coming like that. Like, he could have easily miskicked that and, has to chip it right over Kelleher. Can't really blame Kelleher there because...
No, Kelleher is doing his job by, showing that he's available to receive the ball. And Kwanzaa, after him turning, you got to pick up his head and be like, all right, yeah, boom, Keller's right there. Let me pass it back, not a half-ass pass across the pitch.
Yeah.
And Van Dijk was even there.
Ready,
Van Dijk was way back. He could even pass it to Van Dijk if he wanted to, but Van Dijk would be under pressure because Bruno Fernandes was right there.
Yeah, I agree. And Man U got themselves right into the game. Right after that, I think Man U just got more belief to get into the game and even not even just drawing, but they ended up taking the league with Man U's goal.
Yeah, but, the belief comes with all the games that they had throughout the season. The first game, they were playing very defensively.
Mm-hmm.
They were not trying to be on our side of the pitch, you know what I'm saying? Trying to shoot or anything, creating chances. There wasn't really much going on. FA Cup, now they're starting to pick up confidence.
True.
Now this game, they beat us already. They're like, all right, yeah, Liverpool's in first place, but we just beat them. We tied against them. We can actually win this game. And then look, sorry, I'm going to go back to first half. Like Garnacho, he scores an offsides goal, but it's stuff like that. You're giving them confidence that they can go and score on you. And defensively, we need to be better. And attackingly, we need to be better. Like I said, put the game to bed. You scored 3 goals in the first half, you kill all their confidence. The game's over.
I agree. And yeah, like Liverpool need to take advantage of their ability to control the tempo because in the first opening minutes, it was chance after chance for both sides. And if I'm Liverpool, I want to control the tempo and, like you said, put the game to bed in the first half, score 3. So, Man, you don't even think about even trying. You know what I'm saying? But you keep Man U in the game, they're going to finish some chances because, like you said, Garnacho had that chance. Onana makes a great save.
Yeah.
Darwin, has to finish, like, picking up his head and playing the guy across the box instead of slipping like Steven Gerrard. So, it's those little things that you got to take advantage of.
Sabosloy.
Oh, man, yeah.
Robo doing his job, going up the pitch and, giving services. And the deadliest ball you could give to a player is in a 6-yard box. Yeah. All you got to do is get it on target, And
it was a couple times that, Dominic Sabosloy. He had chances and was just missing. Like, it was definitely 2 that was just glaring misses. But like you said, Diaz with the goal. Mainu came out in an interview and said, "Yeah, I was instructed to double Virgil van Dijk and allow Luis Diaz to be alone."
Oh wow!
On that corner, yeah, which I found strange. I don't know who's the set piece coach there, but he might need an evaluation. But that's how the first goal went. But like I said, Man U turned it around. Mainu scored the goal. What a turn in the finish!
Yeah, it was a great finish, man. That's top tier professionalism, top bins, bro.
Yeah, I mean that's calm, cool, collective, composure, and that's what I see a lot about him when he plays. He's calm, he's cool, he can get it all done. So, 2-1 to Man U, and now Liverpool is kind of on their heels, like, yo, we gotta go and get a goal, and there was chance after chance after chance with a miss after miss after miss.
Yeah, and then it's like on the counter, Liverpool are pretty good on the counter. I'm not gonna lie, but they can be a lot better. Dom passing the ball to, I think it was Salah to Diaz, and Diaz gives the ball across to Nunes. Nunes has an option to pass the ball back
to Dom, right?
To Dom, and it's like he's lacking awareness. The guy has a lot of goals and assists. He's probably, number 2 when it comes to goal contributions, but he misses a lot of chances too, and that's a chance right there. You gotta pick up your head and identify your player. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
At that point, I know Dom missed a lot of shots, but I don't think that's going to be a miss right there. It's pretty much in a 6-yard box, and yeah, it's just bad. It's really just bad, and now, towards the end of the game, now we gotta, scramble. You know what I'm saying? A goal and try to get in there. Man U's, like I said, confident, trying to keep, good position defensively, but we pull off with a PK, and it's not the way that you want to tie a game too. You gotta tie a game off a PK.
Yeah, exactly.
And you're the number one team.
Right, because now whoever you guys go face for the rest of the season, I believe you guys still have Aston Villa and Tottenham to play.
Bro, we got a tough schedule.
They're gonna be
like Man City already took care of business. They took care of Aston Villa. You know what I'm saying?
And took care properly.
Yeah. Foden hat trick. But I don't know, man. I don't see Arsenal, giving up the pace that they've been pulling together. Clean sheets, a lot of goals.
Yeah, I mean, Arsenal, they still have to face Villa and Tottenham in the next few weeks. So do we. So do you. And Man City have an easy schedule. So it still seems pretty even. I think you guys still have the same advantage. I think it's like cut into thirds. Like literally, it's very even now because Man City, we know their tendencies. But now with you guys, it really comes down to the results you guys get and what Arsenal do against Villa and Tottenham.
Yeah, but how many chances do you need to actually take things very seriously? Arsenal and City give you that opportunity to stay in first.
Right.
This is your chance, especially to redeem yourself because you just got knocked out of FA Cup.
Yeah, you should have some retribution in your hands.
You would want to go back in there and say, you know what? We're going to show these guys how we actually play.
Yeah.
We would just miscalculated that game, But no, it's not like we're not playing good quality football. It's just the finishing.
Yeah, finishing is bad. But, hey, not the end of the world. You guys salvage a point. Still tied in first, you can say. And the rest of the season to look forward to. You got Jota coming back. You got a few players coming back. Alisson, Trent. So maybe you guys can pick it up. But
no, everyone's back. Jota's back.
Back in training, right?
Yeah, Blastish is back. Yeah, we got everyone coming back. But still, I mean, they still got to get back in the groove too. I don't think you're going to go and throw these guys in the starting 11 and hope for magic, But, yeah, now they got to ease in, and we're not in the time to ease in. We got to. It's a full-paced game,
right.
You got to get everything done now. But how'd you feel about Klopp saying what he said after the game?
Regarding if Arsenal...
Like if Man U played the way they did, Arsenal would win the game.
Yeah, I was a little confused on why he would say that. I think this is a moment where he should have bolstered his team a little bit. Like, hey, we didn't get the result, but, we fought harder. Something like that. But to me...
he was tight the whole game. You see how he was...
It sounded like a dig at his own players. Like, hey, listen, this one's not on me. This is on the players. And I understand what he's saying, but a manager of that level, I didn't think that was the best route. But I guess we'll see. Let's see how they play. Maybe this motivates them. Maybe this puts a little fire behind them. And
but he's
motivated.
Not telling no lie.
That is true.
He's not telling a lie at all. Like I said, Arsenal been getting the job done. You want to lie to the public? You want to lie to your players?
Yeah. I agree. But, yeah, I just thought that it wasn't necessary to say to the public. Maybe that's something you say to the dressing room, behind closed doors.
I feel it. Yeah, maybe there's a lot of emotion behind it, too. He's leaving. Like I said, they're in first place. And not for nothing, if I'm Klopp, I want to leave on a good note. Like you just got knocked out of FA Cup. You won Carbo Cup. You got Europa League still. Now you still have the chance to win a treble, But, yeah, they fumbled the bag. But it's all right. We're going to hope they can keep going. And now they got to just score a lot more goals and stop conceding goals. And now we got to play this game and hope Arsenal ties or, loses another game.
Yep, and make sure that Man City doesn't catch up. So I guess we'll see on what happens in the future. Moving forward into the Champions League, first leg of the semifinals or quarterfinals? Quarterfinals. So I guess there's two games that went on. We'll start off with the first game, and I guess most anticipated.
Which one was the first game? Because they were both at the same time.
First game
Which
we're going to talk about.
Stop doing like two great games were played at the same time.
Right.
We had to watch it on a dual screen, and yeah, it was just a tough watch. But we watched it.
I was watching this screen, then I was watching that screen. Watching this one, then that one. It was like, and we'll go through like it was just back and forth. Both games hard to keep track, but that's why we do it, so you guys don't have to. Just listen to the podcast, I guess. But so we'll go first. Real Madrid versus Manchester City at the Santiago Bernabeu, and
yeah, guys are already in trouble because of the yellow card situation.
True.
We had four, top priority players on the team: Jude Bellingham, Vinicius, you got Camavinga and Tchouaméni, and the other three are fine, but Tchouaméni, not so fine. He will not be playing, the following week, and that's going to be a big loss.
Why is that? And first, it was a big loss of him getting a yellow card in the time that he got it. He got it in the second minute or the first minute. I think like 40 seconds
Very early,
in.
bro. Very
yellow
early.
card. Now you got to play the whole game on a yellow card.
It was 40 seconds in?
38 seconds to be exact, I think it was.
And then they scored right after that.
Scored right after that.
Yeah, wow,
Yes.
yeah. It was a minute and change.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
So, not only that, they're down on center backs. So, like, he's not even a center back. He's filling in. So, that's already bad. You give up a free kick in a dangerous area. Now we're going to the first goal of the game. Manchester City score a free kick, but we got to go deeper than that, and then this was just a free kick. About, 30 yards or so out.
33 yards out.
33 yards out. Bernardo Silva is on one side about to take the free kick. Grealish is on the other side about to take the other, like, decoy. And then you have one guy on the wall, Vinny Jr.
Yeah, and then even the shape of the goalkeeper wasn't too good, And as a goalkeeper, it's your job to identify who needs to be in a wall and how many guys you need to be in a wall.
That's true.
And I'm not too worried about Grealish's free kicks. I'm not too sure if he's really up there.
He can cross it in, is what I'm saying.
He could, but yeah, right there, it was Bernardo Silva's lane. One guy in the wall, like you said, and he had loads of space. And yeah, they're not focused, man. It just shows a lack of respect for Man City too. Because imagine you put one guy in the wall, you're like, nah. These guys ain't gonna hit this free kick.
Right. It's like De Bruyne is not on the pitch. He's on the bench because he's sick. He didn't start. He's the only one that can score these free kicks. He's on the pitch. He's not gonna take a free kick. Yeah.
And
have everybody defend.
Maybe it happens so early on in the game. They're not expecting,
True.
a goal to happen that early. But you gotta expect the unexpected.
Right. You gotta stay ready so you don't have to get ready.
Exactly.
So that's in the second minute. Man City go up, and Man City's gotta feel good. Because they're away, they got a lead. Second minute in, but we know Real Madrid are the comeback kings. Camavinga dribbling down the right-hand side, cuts in.
Was that the second goal?
That was the first goal. Camavinga, no?
Wait. Of the game.
Was that?
Yeah, it was the next goal. Yeah.
Next goal was Camavinga. Camavinga comes through, smacks a ball. I mean, no one's pressuring him. I think Grealish goes past him. Rodri doesn't close down fast enough. Smacks a ball, deflects off Ruben Diaz, and it goes in. Nothing the keeper can do.
Yeah, I don't know. Like we said while we were watching the game, I've never seen so many own goals from professionals. You know what I'm saying? Just from deflections. But yeah, that was the goal, and they come off with a second goal.
2 minutes later.
What was it? It was Vinicius Jr. that opened up a nice passing lane for what was it, Rodrigo?
Yeah.
And Rodrigo got speed. He's going to goal, and he gets the goal, but it was a tough one. It was just a very soft. It was a soft pass in.
Yeah, soft pass.
Slight deflection on the goalkeeper too.
The goalkeeper or Kanji?
I don't know if it was either the goalkeeper or Kanji.
But I think the deflection nonetheless helped because I think the goalie would have saved it or something would have happened. But they love that play, bro. They love that play, that run. right before the halfway line, so they're not offside.
Someone checking in and one running off. Yeah.
A few seasons ago was Benzema doing that checking in and Vinny running by. This time it's either Jude Bellingham or somebody, and then one of the pacey wingers, either Rodrigo or Vinny, making that run, and it's that same goal every single time. But yeah, and then they go up 2-1. So a turn of events in about less than 15 minutes. Now Real Madrid is winning 2-1, and it's just a cagey up and down game. Shots going left and right, defending, people sliding. It was a very entertaining first half.
It was, and going on to the second half, who scored the other goal? What was the next goal of the game? Was it Foden's?
It was Foden, yeah. And right before that goal, remember we was watching it. I was like, yo, City need to bring in De Bruyne. They need to bring in Doku because they need more creativity. They need a little pizzazz because they just keep in possession.
But
then I guess shut up.
Yeah. But he shut up because they scored. But it makes sense why, you'd want to have KDB and Doku in because they could attract fouls. You know what I'm saying? And you got these guys on yellow cards. You gotta put pressure on these guys. If I was Man City, every time I would run at Jude. I would run at Camavinga. I'd run at Tchouaméni again.
Especially Tchouaméni.
So, but it is what it is. Foden hits a crazy finish. Pass from John Stones, and it was a banger. Top bins.
Yeah, and to piggyback off what you just said, I'd be attacking them because the guy that you really want to show up in the game isn't showing up. Erling Haaland is a cricket in there, man. Rudiger is locking him up the whole game. Yeah,
I tried defending him a while back, when we spoke about how he doesn't show up, in the big games, and he's starting not to show up a lot of games, and he's too stationary. He'll just stay in one spot, and a guy that stays in one spot is easy to defend.
Predictable.
Rudiger is putting, he could put his hand on his shoulder, on his back, and just push him off, and every touch he get is a missed touch, and it's not enough. It's not enough, and I think he's starting to hurt City in a bit. You know what I'm saying?
Because if he doesn't show up,
because now who's going to score the goals? I mean, Foden, we know he can score goals. Like right now, let me see. I have a stat here. It's 22 goals and 10 assists. That's probably his best ever in a season. This is his best season ever.
For sure.
Don't get me wrong. Him doing all that definitely helps City a lot, but he's a midfielder.
Right.
And how often is he going to have these type of stats? Going on to the next season, if he has half of the stats, they're going to say he fell off.
Right.
But
these are abnormal numbers.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, I don't know, man. They got to find something for Haaland. Haaland got to be able to maneuver a little bit, find different pockets, and just be available for his team because it's having one less man on the pitch.
Yeah. Rafael van der Vaart, former Real Madrid player, a center midfielder, he said if Haaland's not scoring, he's pretty useless. And that's pretty accurate what he's saying because literally if he's not scoring, he's not checking in, relieving pressure. He's standing with the center backs. If he had a different jersey on, you would think they're playing five at the back.
Yeah. And now I'm just really, really looking deep into his game, man. He's not the most skillful guy. He's just the guy that's going to try to blow by you with a through ball and try to be aggressive. But a guy like Rudiger, how you going to do that? A guy like Van Dijk, how you going to do that?
Right.
Saliba and so on, So, I don't know what it is. I mean, Pep is going to back him up regardless. That's his player. But I think he's still a good quality player, but he has a lot to improve.
Do you think it would have been knowing what we know now, do you think it would have been more advantageous to City to start someone up top like Julian Alvarez or maybe
they're never
going to
do that. They're never going to do that.
Yeah, I know they're never going to do that. I'm not saying that. I'm saying, do you think style of play? Remember all those years when they had Gundogan or De Bruyne or someone who could kind of, mesh and interchange with the top three? Because I remember when we were watching the game, we were like, yo, I think you brought it up. Like, how come Vinny and Rodrigo can't play like this at Brazil? Mm-hmm. And I think it was because look at how they play in Real Madrid. They just always change position. Jude, Vinny, Rodrigo. Just you never know where they're at.
Yeah.
What if City starts playing a game like that? Because they don't play like that anymore. It's whoever's playing on that side or wherever. That's where you're staying for the rest of the game.
Yeah.
And that year, that's what made them really dangerous.
It did, but like you said, they had the Gudagans. They had, before they had Mahrez, and they had so many guys, and it's getting to a point, KDB not starting, and it shows a little bit, and he's one of the best players on the team. Just last game he scored 2 goals.
Right. They said he was sick, but
yeah, I know it was Crystal Palace. I mean, if he's sick, I understand. But I don't know, man. They got to do something better. I mean, they had a good game. They had a good game because
great game.
Other guys showed up, and they scored. Who else scored? Guardiola.
Players like you never like
his first City goal ever, yeah, and with his weak foot. Yeah. So crazy to me because that was a missed touch, and Cruz was right there, and he didn't want to close out the space, and
Cruz got subbed off right after that.
Yeah, he did.
Kind of crazy.
No, but that's understandable though. That was really bad.
Yeah, like as it don't matter who's on the pitch. These are all professionals that can strike a ball, left foot, right foot, whatever, is a danger. So you gotta go out and close out. And being lazy like that can cost you the game. But did you see the interview with Thierry Henry and Guardiola after that?
What happened?
It was mad funny. They were asking him about how about that first touch, and he was just laughing. He was like, "Yeah, I knew you guys were gonna ask about it, so I took a touch. It wasn't that great, so I had no other option, so I just shot it, and luckily it went in." But he's such a great character, man. Just really young, but really like mature for his age. Like he's 21.
Yeah, he's very young, very young.
Looks like a grown man, but playing like a grown man too.
Playing out of his element too. Like he's not a left back.
Yeah, he's just a left-footed center back.
He's That's there peace. Because of he's pretty fast.
Right.
So he's gonna play there for now. But
so it was 3-2 for a long time, and then
Modric comes in.
Yep.
And then
no, yo, you had some good points.
Just saying.
But like he did make an influence in the
game. He did. And at his age, I mean, he's still a top performer. He 38, 39? And maybe he could stay at Real Madrid for another year, coming in and around the 70th, 75th minute.
But does he want that? He doesn't want that.
That's another question, too.
I think this year is pissing him off because he knows he's good enough to play for Real Madrid.
Yeah.
But you have to push up the Camavingers and the Chouameni's of the world because you can't hold back the youth to preserve the elders, I guess you can say. Yeah,
but that also can stunt their growth, too. Modric is still playing, but Jude Bellingham is at his peak.
Right.
Valverde, he's been there for a grip. Camavinga, he's not so young anymore, but he's still young. You know what I'm saying?
Those are the guys you need to mesh with each other.
Exactly.
More importantly, for the next 5-10 years.
5-10 years.
Rather than Modric for the 1 year.
Yeah.
So.
But he actually helps the build-up play, and he dribbles and passes the ball to Vinicius, and Vinicius, nice lobbed cross.
Perfectly weighted, bro.
Yeah.
Like, you could easily whip that ball in, and it's going to be
It's going to be harder to just get a shot on that. But, yeah, that was...
with the left foot.
Yeah, lefty. And Valverde, one-time banger, low corner, just, speechless after that.
He's one of the most consistent players on that team. He may not score all the goals and all the assists, but when it's time to work, when it's time to score a goal, when it's time to do something for the team,
engine.
He's there.
He's the engine.
And I was saying it. He should be the next captain of that club.
He can be, and he will be at some point. So
he said that's his dream.
Yeah,
He said, it's one of my dreams.
Yeah, he doesn't want to leave Real Madrid. I remember there was a lot of speculation that he would leave, and they need to sell a player and all that. You can't let that guy go. That guy... he'll play right back if you tell him to.
Yeah.
He played some right wing before. He did really well there too. But this is the type of game you'll propose to your wife propose to a gal, actually.
Gal.
You know what I'm saying? Yo, for real, that was a crazy game.
Yo, one of the best games I've
3-3
watched in a long time,
and
bro.
these are, I've never seen a Champions League final this exciting. And
Yeah.
it's just a trend. These games in a quarterfinal, semifinal are always the best games.
Right. Like, we always want to tune in and watch the final.
Actually, it's not the quarterfinal, I don't think. I think it's the round of 16.
No. Round of 16 just passed.
Passed?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, because Napoli got knocked out and all these.
Okay.
But yeah, like these like round of quarterfinals, semifinals, but especially quarterfinals, especially when it's like two big teams. A lot of times it's better than the final. Like you said, and if you're missing this, make sure you check out the second leg, because the second leg is gonna be
very
something
exciting.
to watch.
Very exciting.
Next
But
week.
now, going into that, like we said, Chouameni out. Does Militao come back in full fit?
Yeah, he's gonna have to.
Yeah.
He's gonna have to.
And if he does, I think he'll be ready for the job. Him and Rudiger, they got the same mind, almost the same way they play. Very aggressive, fast. I think they could lock down Haaland again.
Yeah, I mean Haaland, he has one way of playing. So if he doesn't find a way through, then it's gonna be tough for Man City, even though they're gonna be home. But who knows? They're gonna get Kyle Walker back. Hopefully, they might have some other players coming in, Ederson. So who knows how that may happen? But
Rodri, they have 66 games that he's played and
started.
Yeah, and they haven't lost.
Yeah, he's undefeated when he starts.
That's ridiculous. That's a crazy stat.
I don't understand. Like, I do understand because I watch him week in, week out. He's such a pivotal part. He is the most important player in that team. More important than Foden. More important than De Bruyne. More important than Haaland. All of them. Without him, they lose games.
Yep.
You can replace Foden with De Bruyne. You can replace De Bruyne with Bernardo Silva. You can replace Haaland with Julian Alvarez. But you can't replace Rodri.
Alvarez was doing good when Haaland was gone.
Yeah.
He was one of the top EPL strikers at the time. He was scoring free kicks, pens, like just even regular goals. But Rodri, he keeps the structure of the team. Defensively and then attackingly, he's there so everyone can go up and express themselves.
Right.
So definitely an important piece of the team, and yeah, I wouldn't let him go.
Right. So it ends 3-3. And can't wait till next week, man. That's gonna be a spectacle.
So the other game that was on was the Arsenal and Bayern game. I had Bayern winning before
I did
the game.
too, especially
even though we know the track record they've been leaving behind. They've been just losing. Yeah,
they've lost like 3 in a row.
Something like that.
Dang, and then Arsenal's just on a roll, clean sheets after clean sheet, after goal, after goal, after goal. Just really looking on top of their game. And Arsenal played at home at the Emirates. And on top of that, Bayern had no fans in the stadium, which I thought was a little strange, unfair, whatever. I always like to keep it, kind of interesting. But the game was interesting nonetheless. Early on, I think the Man City and the Arsenal game, they scored at the same time.
Yeah, it was like
12
since we were watching the dual screen, it was like, Arsenal just scored. Boom. They had to switch it to the Real Madrid game. Then they had to, it was nuts.
Yeah, it was absolutely.
So they scored at the same time, for sure?
Yeah, I have it here somewhere. Yeah, look, so the first goal, we already talked about the game before, but Real Madrid tied it against Man City in the 12th minute, and then Arsenal scored the first goal in the 12th minute. So it's literally we were just breaking our necks, looking at both screens at the same time. And the first goal for Arsenal came off a cheeky little pass from Odegaard, a little mix-up, but Saka ends up passing to somebody. He gets it back and then doesn't get close down inside the box.
I think he passed it to Rice.
To Rice?
I think so.
And then Rice passed, or Rice or White, one of them.
No, White. It was White. It was
right?
White, yeah.
And then Saka gets the ball inside Bayern's box and no one closes him down. So what is Saka going to do? All right, I'll take a few more dribbles and slide it right past Neuer.
Yep.
And I think that's all on Dyer. He needs to, as a defender, you're not covering anybody. You close out the space to make it more difficult for the attacker. and Saka just had it easy. So too much time on the ball, and 1-0 to Arsenal.
No, Gabriel. Gnabry scores against his former club
And celebrates with that cooking thing.
I mean, I don't know how much love he has for Arsenal. You know what I'm saying? I think it's just
they kicked him to the
it's
curb
whatever.
a little bit.
Yeah,
too.
I mean, he had some loans at West Brom, and West Brom, and I think he went to Bayern right after. But I mean, Gabriel gets the ball, and Raya's way too high up.
That right there is a lack of communication.
Yeah,
Because one should be like, I got it.
Yep.
So Raya can back up and then be an outlet.
Yep.
But that doesn't happen.
So, Raya's too close. What was it? Was he too close?
He was too close, so he couldn't pass the ball to Raya. Else Raya would be in a jam too.
Yeah.
So Gabriel goes outside.
He passed it to Kivio.
But it was a bad pass.
Yeah, it was. So, I mean, the best option at that point was probably to just, blast it out. And, it's not probably your favorite, option, but now you alleviate the pressure. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, bad pass. They recover the ball, and Gnabry scores.
Gnabry does score, and it comes from a fantastic pass from Sane into Goretzka into that space. He takes out like 3 or 4 players just with that pass, and Goretzka just has to pass it. A quick through ball to Gnabry, and Gnabry finishes it. But what a pass. Sane was cooking on that right-hand side, giving Kivio all types of problems.
Yeah. Maybe that was part of the reason why he got subbed off.
At the half.
At the halftime, and they had Zinchenko come in. But also, I don't think it's just that. I think they also wanted more players in the midfield. Kivio's not the guy that's going to drift into the midfield. He's going to
stay.
He's more of a center back, playing left back.
Right.
So,
and then Zinchenko's like a center midfielder playing left back. But he also had to come in because they were down 2-1. Yeah. Harry Kane scores the PK.
Yeah. So, that was another one. Everyone's just missing the tackle on Sane.
I don't even think they were missing. I think they were avoiding the tackle.
You think so? Nah, I think they was just like, whoa.
Yeah, like I want to go in, but no, I don't want to cause a penalty. I don't want to be the one.
Maybe.
And then Saliba takes the downfall. But that comes from allowing someone like Sane. Once he gets going, there's no stopping him.
Yeah.
That's why you have to stop him ahead of time.
He messed up too, though, on that breakaway. Was that before?
Oh, that was before. That was before.
Yeah, that breakaway. No, that was ridiculous. That was ridiculous.
Ahead of everybody. Does all the hard work. Take one more touch and boom.
But he does a lot sometimes.
That's too much.
Like you blow by everybody. Now you just have the goalkeeper. All you got to do is just shoot. Mm-hmm. If it's not on target, if it's on target, the goalie saves it, whatever, at least you tried. But there's nothing worse than not actually making an attempt. And you're going to sit there, you're going to try to baza finta? Come on, bro.
Baza finta, look that up.
That's crazy. No, but seriously, that's bad. You don't do that.
You don't wait for the perfect opportunity. You make the opportunity perfect by taking it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I just made that up.
I guess so. But no, but for real, like, Yanya dominant foots too. So, like, what's the problem?
Yeah,
what are you trying to avoid?
It shouldn't be a problem, but I guess he makes up for it by causing that PK that Harry Kane scores against Arsenal again.
Yeah.
6 goals against Arsenal at the Emirates, most all time by a non-Arsenal player.
Yep.
Crazy. So the first half ends 2-1. Arsenal had 60% possession. Zinchenko comes on at halftime, and Arsenal on the attack looking for that second goal.
Yeah, Trossard comes in, and I mean, he's one of the best bench players to have.
Yeah.
He's like like in basketball, like a 6-man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That can start, but isn't starting.
Exactly. Good enough to start, but like does really well off the bench. Kind of like Ramirez on Chelsea when you face me in FIFA.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
That day pissed me off, man.
Yeah.
But like Trossard, like 6-man, underrated player, unsung hero, all these names that we can call him. Super sub is what I'll call him.
And the best thing about him, he plays any position on the field. So, what was the sequence? I think someone won the ball. Rice headed the ball, and then
Gabriel Jesus.
Trossard kicked it over. I think Odegaard passed it to Jesus, and then Jesus is dribbling the box. And this is like a lot of people, talk down on Gabriel Jesus, but for you to identify a player without even having to look around and, he just knew he was going to be there.
Right. Like, just having the composure to make sure you still have the ball, good feet, good footwork, and knowing that your teammates there, like you're saying. And credit to Trossard.
He had so much pressure on him. He had like 3 guys on him.
Yeah.
So that was the best solution,
right.
So, and then Trossard's able to, get the finish, and that's the game. It's 2-2, and what was that, 10 goals?
Yeah. 10 goals in one day in 2 matches. I was a little surprised with Arsenal trying to maintain with the draw. I thought they might have tried to go on with another one, but they brought off Havertz, brought in Partey.
It's a good result, though. It's a good result.
But look at the danger, because right at the end, when they made all these substitutions, Kingsley Coman could have scored that goal that went off the post.
Yep.
If it's 1 or 2 inches to the right more, now it's a goal. Yep. Now you have all the defensive players. And things are a little spooky when you go back to Bayern's home, because they're not going to let any Arsenal fans in there.
At this point, that's
no way they're going to allow that.
But I mean, that shouldn't stop them from winning the game or even trying to win, because Bayern almost won it. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
What was it? Bukayo Saka at the end trying to get a penalty. That was hilarious. He was like, "Yo, that's a pen. That's a pen." I'm like, "Nah,
looking
bro."
Looking at it live, I thought it was a pen, bro. But that slow motion, he can go.
He threw his right leg into the goalkeeper and fell.
Yo, very, very clever. I can't lie. Reminds me of my days in high school, trying to catch some some fouls. But
one thing happened in that game, I don't think we noticed until after the fact. It was the Raya goal kick, and I didn't. There was no audio on the video, so I don't know if the whistle blew. And then, like, Gabriel took the ball, and then he passed it, because he passed it to Gabriel.
Yeah, and Gabriel's like, no, I'm starting this over.
Yeah.
Picked up with his hands.
Yeah.
And you know what the referee said? He said, no, that's just a child's mistake. I'm not going to make a PK for that in the Champions League quarterfinal.
That's nuts.
That's nuts, bro. That should have been a PK. I'm not really rooting for any team, but that's a PK.
Yeah. I'm watching it for entertainment purposes. I mean, you hear Bayern and Arsenal. Bayern's a crazy team. They've had won how many Champions Leagues? Like 5 to 6 or something like that. Yeah. And then Arsenal has to redeem themselves because they got cracked, 10-2.
Yeah, and this was their shot. I mean, they have another shot at the Allianz Arena next week, so both games end up in a draw. Both teams have opportunity to make it right in the second leg, and I'm promising you we're going to be on both screens looking both at the same time.
It's just disappointing that we have to do that. I'd rather watch one game because I want to give my attention to one game.
Well, but game week 38, when it's the last game of the season of EPL, we'll be doing on 10 screens, so it's all good.
I mean, especially how close the EPL is at this point.
Right.
If it was like Liverpool is up 10 points or Arsenal's up 10 points, you'd be like, I'm just finna watch.
Remember that day at Dante Club? We had all these screens, Liverpool, Man City, this team, that team. Oh, that was crazy.
I remember that.
But
now we've seen the results. Who do you got winning and advancing? Because there's one more game left.
I got Man City advancing, barely. And then I have...
I'm going Bayern.
Going Bayern by a hair just based on experience. I think what I've seen from Arsenal last year, they crack under pressure.
Honestly, City, I want to say City. I was saying City before, but just seeing how Real Madrid's able to turn around games really quick, I'm going to have to go Real Madrid and Bayern.
Well, I guess we'll see. That's all for this episode, folks. Like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you next week.